Today's facepalm video is brought to you by my Twitter and my Discord. Please visit the link in the description below to join me on the conversation about this particular topic and everything else crypto. With that said, if you are a user who's in the EU and you use MetaMask, you should pay attention to this video. Why? Well, because the European Parliament is expecting to vote Thursday. Today's Wednesday in the United States, but soon it'll be Thursday in EU and they will start a vote on this legislation. Now, this is not a vote to set it to law. It's a vote to set it to initial action. Now, they will have another vote later on, but they seek feedback and they seek amendments to this current legislation. Now, this legislation is specifically about unhosted wallets. For those of you who don't know, if you use a centralized exchange, sometimes you're able to withdraw your funds to a wallet. Now, all of those wallets are controlled by a centralized exchange like Coinbase, FTX, Binance. Those are hosted wallets. The wallets still belong to the centralized authority. But when you use a wallet like MetaMask, these wallets are unhosted because they cannot be tracked by any centralized exchanges. They're owned by you. You control the seed phrase of the MetaMask wallet. Therefore, they are unhosted because they belong to you and only you can access, and no one else has access to the wallets. And this law is going after those wallets, and that affects a lot of crypto users. One of the main benefits that we enjoy as crypto users is the ability to have the freedom to do what we want, to transfer money or send and receive funds to the wallets via MetaMask or something like that. So they're going after it, and it's not good. There's a lot of things to be very careful about. So what is this about? So in cases of transfer of crypto assets made from a distributed ledger address not linked to a crypto asset service provider like Coinbase, known as an unhosted wallet, the crypto asset service provider or the beneficiary should have to obtain information from the beneficiary both on the originator and the beneficiary. So what does that mean? That means they're proposing in the EU that when you transfer crypto from one wallet to another via a service like MetaMask, in which it's an unhosted wallet, you will have to provide the information about the person you're sending the money to. And you have to provide the information about yourself as well to the authority. Now, I don't know about you, but this sounds like a bullshit to me. Honestly, it's bullshit. Like, how do you even expect people to do that? I don't know. Like, how do I send an email to say, hey, I'm about to send this thing? Like, will MetaMask have to do something in their app, in their extension, to include a user name and their address, their physical address and identity somehow, and provide that to the authorities? That doesn't make sense at all. Now, the amendment has been criticized by a lot of people, obviously, including the chief legal officer of Coinbase. So here's what he said about it. Among the worst of the proposed provisions are new obligations on exchanges to collect, verify, and report information on non-customers using self-hosted wallets. Said, for instance, one provision requires exchanges to not only collect personal data about a wallet user who are not their customers, but also to verify the data's accuracy before allowing transfer to one of their customers. I think this is a straight up invasion of privacy. Like, you guys seen those websites, right? When you go to a website, they ask, hey, you want to make sure you want to accept cookies on this website. All those crazy dumb prompts, they originated from the EU. And that's the whole reason they want to play with privacy. But then at the same time, they want to invade your privacy by saying, hey, if you want to send anything via MetaMask, you need to tell us who the person you're sending that to. And you're going to tell them, like, you got to tell them who you are too. And why? Like, what's the next step? Are you going to ask me, like, why am I sending this? Like, this is crazy. It's a lot of crazy. What's funny is that Coinbase actually started doing something similar for Canada, Japan, and Singapore due to the regulations. So basically, they're already doing that. If you're a user in Canada, Japan, and Singapore, and you want to send money from the even from the Coinbase wallet, you have to do something. So basically, if you're located in Canada, Singapore, Japan, and are sending digital asset outside of Coinbase, you may need to provide information about the type of wallet you're sending asset to and information about the recipient, depending on the country. That's insane. Now here's like an example of Canada. When you send crypto to another exchange, Canadian rules require us to collect additional information about the recipients of that transaction. So you need to, if you send more than 1,000 Canadian dollars, you need to address receiving the crypto is controlled by another exchange or entity. If it's not, then even that, like what is additional information required? You need the recipient's full name and recipient's residential address. That's like, if you're sending, let's say you send $1,000 to my donation wallet in the description below, wink, wink. You have to get my full name and you have to get my full residential address if you want to send that. Now that's just total craziness, if I had to say so myself. And this is crazy. I mean, you would basically destroy the ability to be anonymized in crypto, to be anonymous in crypto. And I think this is a terrible, terrible thing that they're about to do. And there's a very good thread on Twitter from Patrick Hansen. He's like this DeFi guy. He noted a few red flags in this. So the first one is, in cases of transfer of crypto asset made from and to an unhosted wallet, the provider should collect information by the customer. Okay, so we just went through that. So they need you to collect all that information about the person you're sending stuff to. And then in the case of transfer of crypto asset from an unhosted wallet, the crypto asset service provider or the beneficiary should collect the information and inform the competent authorities in case any of its customers receive a total over €1,000 from unhosted wallets. Again, if you send anything over $1,000, you need to tell them who you're sending it to. Customer information, provide the person's information. Now, what's even worse is that given the potential high risk, blah, 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 of this thing, they're saying 12 months after this regulation, the commission should assess the need for additional specific measures to mitigate the risk posed by transfer from or to unhosted wallets. This includes introduction of possible restrictions and assess the effectiveness and proportionality of the mechanism used to verify the accuracy of the information. What are they saying? They're saying like 12 months after this regulation, if it goes into law, they're going to do more restrictions because of how crazy this is. Boy, they're abusing the power right now. They're abusing the power. Now, here's the even crazy one. Transfer of crypto assets are different from transfer funds in a number of ways. The combination of inherent borderless nature, global reach of the technology, they think crypto is so good. Criminals are able to carry out illicit transfers and avoid detection by structuring a large transaction into small accounts using multiple seemingly unrelated wallet addresses, including one-time use wallet address. Associating those wallet addresses to the real identity of the natural is legal, or detecting link transfers on purpose of time is more challenging as compared to conventional transfer of funds. Most crypto assets are also highly volatile, and their value can fluctuate significantly in the launch of time. True. This volatility could complicate the implementation and enforcement of the threshold of authorities. In order to facilitate the detection of linked transfer and prevention and misuse of crypto assets to facilitate funds and high criminal activities and to launder proceeds, a de minimis threshold should not be set for crypto through CRISP. This is another proposal. Remember, it used to be what I said earlier, it's like 1,000 minimum. They're saying we should not have a minimum. They're saying any transfer in crypto from wallet to wallet, unhosted wallets, will need to be applied for this law. Now, I don't know. It's like, I know the government is they're all trying to shut down crypto. They're all trying to figure out like, how do we regulate crypto? And this is what they come up with? This is saying, basically, if you kill off the ability to transfer funds in crypto from MetaMask to MetaMask, then you can totally shut down crypto. I think that's what they're going for. EU is totally crazy in that aspect. And they're using the war in Ukraine and all that stuff as an excuse to speed up this regulation. And this is total insane. If you're a user in the EU, I would be so worried right now. I would call your lawmaker, whoever. I don't know how the law works there. Call people and tell them to stop this nonsense. This is violating your right to spend money the way you want it. And if people are saying like, oh, you use crypto to do illegal transfer, a lot of criminals do that stuff. Well, look at cash. How much, like, how do you track cash if the cocaine, like, you know, mafia or cartel use cash to transfer? Like, how do you even track that? Crypto is actually a lot easier to track because everything's on the blockchain. If they try to, like, look at all these hacks, right? Like $600 million hack on a bridge earlier. The person can't even cash out that money without getting caught. You got this couple who like hacked like $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. They weren't able to cash out that money for decades because of that. So crypto is actually a lot easier to track compared to cash. So I don't know how people are doing it. Like they're just nuts. So very disappointed in EU parliaments. And if that's how they decide they want to attack crypto and us, our ability to have our freedom to transfer the money the way we want it, then fine. We'll all just band together and then we'll screw with them too. Like you have to call your lawmakers and just tell them this is not okay. This is not how we want the future to be. We don't want this regulation. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this crazy, dumb law in the description, in the comments below. And let me know. Join my Discord and Twitter. I hope to see you guys in the next video.